Yo, what's going on everybody? Chillcat Gaming here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a pre-trip inspection the way I do it in Rigs of Rods. Please remember that the way I do it is going to be different from the way that other people might do it. And by the way, bus companies, you may use this video as kind of a tutorial for your new drivers. Just make sure that the video doesn't get re-uploaded anywhere or anything like that. We are going to start our pre-trip in the front of the bus, so we're going to come up front and we are going to look for any cracks, any breaks, any sort of damage to the bus. And up front, directly, I am not seeing anything. So if we don't see anything up front, we're going to come down the side. You know, we're not seeing anything. Coming down, no windows are cracked, no tires have nails in them or anything. I don't see any damage. And then in the back, same thing. I don't see any damage, no bends, no dents, nothing like that. All right, coming down this side, I don't see anything, nothing in the tires, no windows cracked, nothing like that. And then we're gonna come around up front again, and I didn't see any damage or anything, so I think on the exterior, there's no damage, so we're all good. For the next part of our pre-trip inspection, we're gonna need to be inside the bus here, so first things first, let's go ahead, we will put our seatbelt on for safety. Even if you're not driving, you always wanna have it on. So next we're going to do a safe start. So you make sure your transmission is in neutral and your parking brake is set so that the bus does not move when you start it. Now we're going to turn the key to the on position. Now in real life there will be lights to go out and everything, but in Rigs of Rods there's no lights that come on the dash. So we can just go ahead and start the bus. Alright, now that the bus is started, first thing you want to do, turn on your headlights. You never want to drive a bus without headlights. The next thing we need to check on this bus is the gauge cluster. Now, we're not going to look at the actual gauges, we're going to look at the lights on the gauge cluster. So we can see our parking brake light is functional, and if we release the parking brake, it releases. If we set the parking brake again, it sets. We can see that our high beam indicator is working, and let's see our left turn signal works, our right turn signal works, and the other two lights on the dash are our warning lights. So let's see warning light start, the amber flashing light turns on, then the red flashing light turns on as well. So our gauge cluster is fully functional. The next thing we're going to do in our pre-trip is our brake test. So make sure there's room in front of you and behind your bus, because we're going to be moving back and forth a little bit. Next, close your door, because we're going to move the bus like I said. So first thing you're going to want to do, put your foot on the brake, keep the parking brake set, but put your bus into either first gear or low, whatever you got, the lowest gear, and then just give it a little bit of throttle. And if the bus does not move, that means your parking brake is functional. And do the same thing in reverse. And the bus does not move, so this parking brake passes the test. Now the next part of our brake test, this is where we're actually going to move the bus. We are going to put the bus into low or first gear. We're going to release the parking brake, and we are going to test our service brake. So we're going to accelerate up to about 5 miles an hour and then hit the brakes. If the bus stops smoothly, that means the brakes are working. Now we're going to do the same thing in reverse. Put your bus in reverse, put your hazard lights on, honk your horn since of course you are reversing, and then just back up, don't go too fast, and then just hit your service brake. If the bus stops smoothly, then that means that your service brake is functional. Now put it back in neutral, set your parking brake, and turn everything off as far as lights goes, except for your headlights of course. Now the last part of a brake test isn't really possible in ROR, so we're not going to do it, and that would be the remainder of an air brake test. So of course pumping down the brakes, listening to the alarm. ROR doesn't simulate that, so we're just not going to do it today. Now for the part that a lot of people probably already do for ROR pre-trips, the light check. So let's see, we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn on all of our lights manually because some buses in ROR have the lamp check feature that, you know, a lot of buses nowadays have. But, you know, in ROR, that doesn't really exist all that much, so we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. So let's see, strobe light, we're going to hit the warning light start, and we are going to hit our hazard lights, and let's go check out the lights. Oh yeah, dome lights too. Alrighty, so now that we have those lights on, let's go, we'll come on out, and we will check those lights. So out in front, we can see that our headlights are working along with our clearance lights, our hazard lights, and our amber overhead warning lights. And on the driver's side of the bus, we can see that our side turn signals are working along with our side clearance lights and our strobe light up top. And in the back, we can see that our clearance lights up top are working along with our amber overhead warning lights, our hazard lights, and our tail lights. And on the door side of the bus, we can see that our strobe light is working up top just like before, along with our clearance lights and our side turn signals. Now that we know that all of those lights work, we can switch over to another batch of lights. So let's go ahead and let's hit the open door. So that will switch us over to our reds. And let's see, let's put the bus into reverse. And we are going to take our broomstick and we are going to prop it between our seat and our brake pedal. We're going to release the parking brake. By the way, don't do that in real life. We're going to turn off the hazard lights. And let's see, what other lights do we have? I don't think we have any other lights to turn on, so let's just go ahead. We will head on out of the bus. And let's see, our red overhead warning lights are functional, and so are the red warning lights on our stop sign, and both our crossing gate and our stop sign have both deployed. Oh yeah, and you also want to make sure your stop sign is flashing on both sides. And then in the back, we can see that our brake lights are working along with our reverse lights and our red overhead warning lights. Alright, so we are now back in the bus. Let's go ahead. We will set the parking brake and close our door and make sure that that reverse alarm is audible, which it is, and it's getting annoying. So we're going to put it back in neutral. Now the last part of our pre-trip inspection is make sure all the emergency exits work and, you know, all the seat checks and everything, make sure they're not broken or anything. I don't just like to go back there, I like to actually turn the key off and hit that red button back there, that No Child Left Behind alarm. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn all of our lights off, we're going to turn the bus off, we're going to go back there, and we are going to hit the button. Alright, there we go. Now we can't open the emergency exits, sadly, so we're just gonna have to look at the seats and everything, make sure they're not broken, which they're not. They don't seem to be damaged in any sort of way, shape, or form. It's almost like there have never been kids on this bus. It's rigs of rods. We have to use in our imagination. Alright, so in today's video, we checked out everything we could for a pre-trip inspection. Of course, there are limits since it's ROR. Can't do everything, can't do air brake checks, can't open emergency exits, and that's fine, but we did everything we could. So let's go ahead, we will turn the key on, and we will start the bus again, turn our headlights on and everything. So at this point, it'll be safe to, you know, do your run, your field trip, whatever you need to do. So, I don't think I have anything else for today's video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like on it. Get subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. As always, I have a link to our channel Discord server where you can hang out with me and other people in the description below. With that being said, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.